Hi everyone, I'm back after a longer than anticipated break from YouTube. Had so much going on, moved home, so now I'm back. Back with another channeled video, and this video is one with the guy who's on my t-shirt and also the guy who's the reason for the phrase "nobody sings like you anymore." So he's here. And he's looking well, he's looking happy and well, I'm happy to report. He's here, and on this channel we don't do death as such, we do people in spirit, because we understand that we transition into the spiritual realm. We don't die as such, we still continue to live on, so it's just change, we transform, but the energy and the spirit of the people inside the physical body very much lives on. Chris, nobody else sings like him, but he still does continue to sing. He still has that amazing voice. I know lots of people still think, that, oh, we die and, that is it and whatever, or even if people believe that we're in spirit, it's just like we kind of float around. But no, they very much have lives, just as we do here, if not more fuller lives than a lot of us here. So in our physical world today, there is obviously like a lot of things going on. There's a lot of beauty, but it's also a lot of chaos, and a lot of people are immersed in that chaos and they're not sure what to do and they're feeling lost. So a lot of these souls, including Chris, who are on my channel. Chris has actually been to do 2 other videos on my channel. I think it's 2 or 3, I can't even remember. Check out the playlist anyway if you're new to my videos, and thank you for joining if you're new here as well. But yeah, there's a lot of souls who were in the music industry that have come through on my videos. They've come to give us some great advice. They've come to assist and help us just how to be positive, what we can do to navigate and to ease the worries and stress of today's world. A lot of them have come through because the things that's going on in the world today, a lot of people, there's a lot of control wanting to be taken over from the people are out there. They're trying to control people's lives, what it is they do, what it is they say, what it is they watch. So on some level, the souls that have come through here can kind of relate to that, because they kind of had situations like that in their lives when they're here in this realm. As I mentioned before, think Prince, with slave written up his face, trying to get out of his record contract and having problems with that, how he felt that he was being controlled and he wasn't able to be in charge of his own creative expression and things like that. So he was trying to get out of that. George Michael also as well, his battle that he had, to try and get out of there, because he was being controlled in, what it is he could say and how he could do things, with his art and things like that. He was the singer, he was the man behind the beautiful voice, the creation, as was Prince. And, they were the talent, and they were being told that they couldn't do certain things that they wanted to. So as I said, they can kind of relate to certain things going on in this world today, and they're very kindly been stepping forward to give us advice and let us know what it is that we can do in the world today. Now I know a lot of people are skeptical of that, just because they are people but that were in the music industry. But the thing is, just like us, they're still souls. They're all the same. Just because their faces were well recognised when they were here and they made music and they appeared on TV, it doesn't make them any more different or any more less for us to be able to connect with. We all have a connection. Many of us could maybe have connected in past lives and things like that, but regardless whether we have a connection or not in any life, we can still connect to those souls. And they approached me. I did not approach them or ask them to come through. I wasn't much sort of like aware who Chris Cornell was. So he came to me, as with many others. Of course, I was aware of some of them, but or sort of like, you know, obviously I knew of some people like, you know, Freddie Mercury and stuff like that. I knew of him, but didn't really know anything about him or, you know, how he was. I didn't, you know, I was surprised to hear how he spoke because I didn't even sort of realise that. I know it's hard to believe because they were so big, but I just sort of wasn't, you know, paying attention to me. I knew who they were and I do know them and stuff like that, but yeah, I'd totally forgotten, you know, about Freddie and how he spoke and things like that. So yeah, people like that I did not approach, they approached me. And the reason, as I said, is they're coming through, you know, to help us and to assist with certain things. So they've very kindly done that. They're really happy to help. Whether you channel, whether you're medium, whether you consider yourself to be psychic or whatever, we can all sort of like have a connection. It's just that whether you're open to it or not. But they're here, they have said that, you know, they're here for anyone to connect. Sometimes they assist us and we don't even know that they're doing it. So someone from spirit can be around and you know, may not be aware of it, but you may have had some help or something's gone really right and gone your way, or you've had a difficult situation, you've been able to get out of it. It may be that you've been assisted by somebody in spirit. It could be someone that you know, it could be a family member, it could be somebody that you admired in the music industry, film industry, whichever. You know, we often don't know that. I've had that happen to me and I wasn't even aware of it and I didn't know. So that is, I thought just explain a little bit about that. That is the reason why, you know, they are stepping forward and they're here and they're very real. And if you look back at my fill in it video, he explains that, you know, he's not a cardboard cutout. That was his words, you know. They're not dead as such, they're very real. So a real person, he said, you know, coming to step forward to help us and assist us. So that's why, you know, they're doing that. And they very kindly do that and they give the time. So Chris is here tonight. He came and kindly stepped in because I was supposed to be doing a video with Patrick Swayze. Patrick Swayze has not got a video up yet because one of them disappeared, one of them got taken down by YouTube because Patrick was explaining to us the things, you know, that we perhaps shouldn't be eating, and I mentioned a certain word that means something else, and because I repeated it a few times, I think that was the reason why the video got deleted. So I am aiming to make another video with Patrick, but believe it or not, Patrick had other things to tend to tonight, being his actual beautiful horses that he was dealing with, things like that. But it was short notice. Usually I arrange to do videos with people and then they'll come back at perhaps an arranged time, and some of them will step in when it's just short notice. So I'm not always sure when I can do the videos, or sometimes I will just, you know, get to do the videos. So Chris has very kindly stepped in tonight and he's going to give us some advice, things like that. He's very patiently stood by waiting tonight because some things have gone wrong with the camera. So storage problems and then angle problems, and for some reason it's not letting me put it the right way and whatever. So anyway, let's continue on and let's see what Chris is gonna let us know today. So hopefully he's got some like really nice advice for us. He always has some great words of wisdom, so I've no doubt he'll have some great advice for us. If you haven't seen the other videos, maybe check them out because they're really lovely and he's really gave some great information on there. So let's see what Chris has got to say. He's here and he's looking well. He has his hair, it's longer. It's around here when he kind of had it more wavy, curly. Usually when he's here, it's more this length, but he's got a sort of longer length tonight. So he's looking smart. He's sitting back and relaxing. He's kind of sitting like that now. And he's laughing because of me describing what he's doing. So yeah, he's in a great mood. So what have you got for us tonight, Chris? Okay, so he wants to say some thank yous. It's first for you, Chris. Well, maybe up before, but yeah, you don't normally start off like that. But yeah, let's go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, so he wants to say some thank yous. He wants to say thank you to his fans, those who have paid tribute to him, you know, all throughout the time that, you know, he's not been on this realm, and before. Is that right? all throughout his career. Whether he was here or not. Those who contributed to his success, and played his music and downloaded his music and remembered him throughout, who paid tribute to him and who believed in the truth about what happened to him. Yeah. So he's saying thank you to all of those people. Okay, so yeah, what was reported in the media of Chris's death is not actually the case. Chris is not responsible for his transition to spirit. So yeah, he just wants to say thank you to all of you for that. Yeah, for those who remember him and bought merchandise, and he's glad that his music's still living on, and he's happy that people are still listening to his music. The beautiful comments and tributes that people leave even now, when his content comes up on social media and YouTube. So he wants to thank people for that. He's thanking people for that, and he's bowing his head. So he's really grateful for that. So we say now that we've got all of that out of the way, he is happy to move on and let us know what we can do. So okay, so we're saying first things first, to navigate ourselves, which is us, in this world, it's easier than many of us. Okay, so it's easier than many of you think. Okay, okay. So I'm just going to say how he's saying it. It's easy to protect your energy. It's easy to resist the conformity. So place your focus in the opposite direction of where you're being led to, which many of us know, what that is, to the negativity, the crisis that's going on, and all of that, and the wars that's going on. So he's saying if you take your attention off all of that, he's saying that's not to say that you're not a caring person if you do that. Because I know a lot of people worry about that. They think if they don't watch it and if they don't immerse themselves in it, that means they're being selfish and they don't care. And he's saying it's not that you're not caring. He's saying caring, in this case, is not sharing, as in bombard the public with all what's going on. And he's saying that sending good energy out to the situation is probably more conducive than focusing on it, because that can create more of it. So he's saying that you can do your part, you can play your part. Many of them are doing their part there. The angelic realm are also assisting. So calling upon those, even though they know to do that anyway, but the more people who call upon them and ask them to assist in those situations, the more energy that adds to that. And that also in turn helps them know where to direct the energy. Although they're capable of doing that themselves, but he's saying adding the energy to that is making it stronger. So it's helping them assist even more. So it's like assisting them to assist us. Okay, so he's nodding his head. Okay. So he's saying it's not that you don't care. It's not that you need to focus on any of that. Okay, yeah, because he's saying where focus goes, energy flows. So yeah, that is creating a lot more of that. So he's saying beautiful people, because I think he's referring to people who, really nice natured people, but who do, and I did used to think that in myself in the past, that, yeah, if I wasn't looking at it, I'd read a lot of that stuff many years ago. I haven't watched the news and or bought the newspapers and read the news and it's probably 15 years, maybe, something like that, maybe more. But he's saying that he knows that there's lovely people out there who do genuinely care, and that they think they're caring by watching it and stuff like that and immerse themselves in it. But what he's saying is, you're just creating circumstances not beneficial for yourself or the world. So in actual fact, you would be better serving the world by, as we just said, helping the angels assist us, so we assist them by sending the energy to them, directing the energy, and asking for the healing in whatever situation we need them to, or we wish them to, and that way then they can go out and do that, although they are anyway. But he's just saying it creates more of an energy flow, a positive energy flow as well, and especially if you just send them love. The energy of love is a very powerful one. It's an emotion, but it's also an energy. So he's saying the energy of love is such a very powerful energy and a very strong one, that the more that we direct the energy of love outwards, then that's creating more, it's overpowering. He's saying the darkness, he's calling it the darkness, but he's referring to the mass poverties and the wars and destruction, he's saying. So he's saying what it is we need to do is we need to counteract that, and the best way to serve, he's saying, so the best way to do that is to send out the more powerful energy, which is the energy of love, rather than focusing on the negative, because that's adding power to it. So yeah, he just wanted to let people know that. He's saying in a really nice, caring way, not a judgmental way. He knows that people don't perhaps know this, or don't understand this, or don't really think of it in terms of, the more focus that goes on it, the more creating of it is there is. So he's saying in a very nice, gentle way, no judgment at all. It's just the spirit coming to let you know, and try and ease your fears as well. Thank you, Chris. Nicely said. So he's saying put a positive spin on things now. He's saying that okay, so he's saying the earth was created by man. He's saying as in the circumstances were created by man. So a lot of what you see going on today is a creation of where the focus has gone. So yeah, so again, he's talking about, because I think he's spoken about this in the past. If he hasn't, then somebody else did. But he's saying that, yeah, the newspapers, he's putting across the newspapers as well. So yeah, all the headlines, when the papers come out, the headlines, are obviously negative headlines to grab the attention of people. And then that's just making more money for the newspapers. So he's saying if you can maybe perhaps resist doing that. So he's talking about the papers. So he's saying that you could possibly see a dissipation of that if people refused to buy them, which would be better. In other words, he's also talking about how, and I know this is probably a bit of a controversial statement, but I've mentioned it before in the other videos. But yeah, spirit, talking about, you know, voting. I mean, if you just kind of look around about what's going on in the world today, and how, like, you know, there's the censoring of the speech, you know, people saying things, you know, on social media, the certain things you post that's getting banned or hidden, and, you know, there's sort of like things out there that's trying to put lots of control and things in place. If you really think about it, then when you sign that ballot and vote, you're probably not going to have a say, because it's a game at the end of the day. It's an energetic game. So he's saying, yeah, by taking part in all of that as well, it's like it's not going to get you anywhere really. In fact, it's a waste of your time. And that's exactly what he's saying. He's saying that you can make better use of your time, but try not to get involved in the propaganda and the energetic wars, he's saying. So I'll just get him to explain a little bit more about that. So he's saying it's a power trip, basically. So he's given me the analogy of like a game, like an Xbox game. So, but he's saying that, like, yeah, it's a tactic to get us divided, to divide us, which it does divide people, because obviously when people vote for, you know, a certain side and then another side, and people start arguing then over who did you vote for and why didn't you vote and all that, and people start arguing. But he's saying it's just a tactic to get people divided, which it is. But, you know, this is what Chris is relaying, and this has been said before, as I say in other videos. I think it was I'm not sure it was for Lynette. I think it may have been oh gosh, why can I don't remember this guy's name, and I really, you know, loving the video that I've done. The singer, it'll come to me in a bit. Sorry, Chris, carry on. Okay. Yes, you're saying just be more conscious and aware, and being more positive, being in a more positive state and a higher vibration, which you can tap into. He's saying by being around, which you can tap into. He's saying by being around nature, uplifting yourselves by doing things that you love. You know, listening to music that you're uplifting music, though, not negative music. And he's just laughing, he's making jokes, saying my music's still available. You know, so he's laughing, he's making a joke, like saying scratch that, some of my music was dark and depressing. Okay. Yeah, see, you don't want to listen to that. But he's laughing. He's put a pair of shades on now as well, dark shades. So yeah, so he's saying, like, yeah, embrace nature, but just do things to uplift yourself and try and stay in a higher vibration, because we all need that right now, and the world needs that right now. And they're assisting as well. There's a lot of them on the other side that are trying to conquer and to assist and again bringing more light to the earth, more positivity, more of a higher vibration as well. He's saying there's lots of beings involved in that from the spiritual realm who are doing that, so we're not alone. But we do have to contribute to bringing ourselves up to a higher level, he's saying. So he's talking about a higher level of consciousness, a higher level of awareness, a higher level of awakening, and evolving, he's saying, seeking the truth, but also coming together, not letting things divide us, but coming together, and being mindful that we are all beings on this planet. We should all be there to help each other, to love one another, to assist each other. That's including all beings as well, not just human beings, but animals, creatures, and every race, creed, colour, gender should appreciate and love one another and respect each other, have compassion for each other, share with each other, lift one another up, lend someone a helping hand where possible, he's saying. So yeah, he's showing me, like, yes, if somebody maybe sitting in the street with a dog and somebody reaching down, lending a hand to them and lifting them up. So he's talking about assisting each other, not judging one another, not being hateful towards one another, because he's saying there's a lot of fear and ignorance out there, and sometimes what we're told, information that we're told about certain individuals who are not perhaps from the place that they reside in. So he's talking about, people coming from other countries. He's saying sometimes the information that's put out there about them is not accurate, and then people will take that information and run with it. So I know what he's talking about. He's talking about, like, when people start talking about, foreigners coming into the country and why they're here and what they're getting, and they're getting this more than us, and this is our country. So he's just saying, just to be mindful about what it is that the information that you're taking in, because it's not always true. And there's a lot of people who are in desperate conditions, who have to uproot their whole lives and go somewhere else that's pretty alien to them, and it's very difficult, and they're not always treated well. They're not always allowed their freedom. They're not always allowed the freedom of speech and the freedom to express themselves. Sometimes they are looked upon as lesser beings. So he's just saying, just have compassion and just be mindful before you believe in what you hear. It's not always true. So many things nowadays can be made to look like the truth, when in actual fact it's very far from the truth. Chris knows all about that, as do many other people who are not on this plane. So he's just asking people in a nice way, again, in a non-judgmental way, to just be aware of that. So he's just laughing now because you say it on a more positive note. So I think was you going to talk a little bit about health at all, or? Okay, so he's saying regarding health, just do the best you can. Don't be too harsh on yourself. He's saying that there is a lot of misinformation out there. He's saying there is a lot of confusion out there. I mean, I know that. You're bombarded with, I'm saying this, we are bombarded with, don't eat this and don't eat that, and this is good and this is not. There's so much information out there. Some of it's good information, but I know sometimes I feel overwhelmed, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's just like so much. It's like, what is it we can't actually have? But he's saying not to pay too much attention to that. Everything in moderation, but he's saying obviously it's good to take care of your physical health. It's important to take care of your physical health. He's saying that but yeah, just take great care in what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're listen to, but what it is that you bring your attention to. I think he's saying it speaks for itself what it is that you can do for your health, and really what it is that you should be doing. So he's just suggesting, like, you know, water and you know, he's saying that, you know, it shouldn't need to be said really, but he's talking about obviously drugs and alcohol is not good for your health. So he's saying that but regardless, just it's important to enjoy life. It's important to enjoy yourself and have fun. Make time for self-care, but make time to laugh. Make time to bring joy into your lives. Make time to spend time with loved ones, friends, family, people who uplift you. Surround yourself with great positive people, and he's saying that, you know, you do well. So, okay, so what else do you want to talk about, Chris? Do you want to talk a little bit about you? Because I'm sure people want to hear about you yourself as well. But thank you for the great advice that you just gave us then. Chris always has some like really nice words for us. So, do you want to tell us anything about you? You seem a little bit sort of reluctant, like nobody wants to hear about me kind of thing tonight. No, tell us a little bit about you. What are you doing? How are you? How are you then? So he's saying that he's good. He's in a great space. He's in a good mindset. He's well, he's saying he's physically healthy, but yeah, he is. You know, I know it's spirit, and people start saying, well, he haven't got the physical body and whatever, but you know, he is healthy because he's free of the physical ailments that, you know, we often can get here with, that can come with having a physical body. So he is he's well in himself, he's happy. So he's just showing himself in a concert now, playing. So he can still play instruments, he can still write songs. There's no pressure, there's no deadlines, there's no forcing it, or you know, there's not times that he has to do it, times he has to stick to. Now he can do for pleasure and fun, he's saying, rather than becoming a burden, which it was at some times. It was obviously something that he enjoyed and was passionate about, but it was still times it became too much to bear. So now he can just enjoy it, enjoy his craft now, he's saying, much more than he did. Because in the beginning it was great, and the fame and, you know, all of that, the recognition, but it turned out to be not how he expected it to be. So he's just saying that now, you know, he can enjoy life. Yeah, they enjoy life. But he can enjoy that, and he can still play instruments and still play his songs, sing his songs, write lyrics, things like that. So are you passing any of your songs on to anyone, Chris? The reason why I'm asking him that is because Prince has let us know that his music still lives on, but he is also like creating lyrics and creating like styles of music to certain individuals, so that the music that they're producing, the music that they're singing, it's coming from him. So intuitively people are picking up on that. So songs that may sound like Prince's, or, you know, have a similar sound and all that, that could be, but most likely that they know that's what he's doing. It's coming from him. Not, I don't know which particular ones because he didn't say, but he is bringing his creative expression and his art through from spirit to certain individuals, so that his music still lived on, like fresh music, as well as the music obviously that he's left, you know, for us here to enjoy. So are you doing that at all, Chris? Or he's saying not at the moment, but he will continue to inspire people, to push people, as in give them that lift, give them that push, give them that boost if they wish to be creative, and just inspire them, bring forth that inspiration for people who have a voice and that they wish to use it. Okay. But it encourages you to go forward with your dreams in perhaps a different way, a different route than he did. Being famous is not all it's cracked up to be. Your music and talent can still be heard on alternative platforms. He's saying much safer ones, i.e. social media, or he's showing me sort of people going around, you know, say like if you were just in your local towns, in bars and things like that, you know, getting gigs and playing things like that, he's saying. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't always have to be, you know, a platform or inside the industry. It can be outside the industry. The point is more that your voice gets heard, and you're doing something that you're passionate about, he's saying. It's not always about the money. It's more about the passion and the joy that you get from it, from your soul, by performing, you know, in any way, any which way that you can. It doesn't always have to be, you know, the typical famous get famous way, he's saying, which is true. But he does know that the joy of performing as well, and he understands that in front of, you know, a large crowd, and the fame and the recognition, he understands why that draws people in, he's saying. And he still remains grateful and thankful that, you know, he got the opportunity to perform in front of, you know, all of you and his fans and many people, and the fact that he got to travel, you know, all over the world. So yeah, so again, he just wants to say thank you, and he appreciates each and every one of you. And yeah, so that's it for this evening. I'm going to let Chris go. I'm going to see Chris off home to where he resides. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. I think Chris wasn't too long, quite a quick one, but Chris has a lot of words of advice, and I feel he always has such lovely things to say. So yeah, I will be back soon enough. I think Patrick Swayze will be next up. He did say he's going to come back and do the video anyway. He was happy to. He just couldn't this evening. As that has happened before, that, you know, sometimes they will just come in on short notice, and sometimes they may have prior engagements, you know. But we are going to have another video by Prince. So a couple of them are going to come back again because it's been a while since they were here. Things were a little bit different, a little bit of a different time. It was actually last year when others did videos, so some of them are going to come back and yeah, do another video and relay some stuff for us. So yeah, I hope you're all well, hope you are having an amazing weekend, and hope you continue to have a lovely week. So thanks for tuning in, everyone, and speak to you soon. Thank you for being here. Bye bye.